Hey everyone, Nathan Galloway with part 2 of our mini-series called Unlocking Webex CCE with T-Tech Digital. A quick reminder for who I am. I'm the Chief Architect of T-Tech Digital's Cisco practice. We've got two topics to cover today, and I'll be the first to tell you that these could easily come later on because they'll make more sense in why we're simplifying these pieces and what we're able to do. But if you watch the introduction, you remember that I talked about changing where we spend the majority of our time. So I did all this. I modernized what it is that I thought I should be, dealing with whenever it came to my contact center cloud offering. I got myself out of the plumbing, and suddenly I was spending all this time inside the agent desktop and really ramping up, what it is I needed to do there. But then I found problems and I found difficulties. Like it was, and the two pieces we're going to cover today is that I was writing these capabilities and I call it gadget development, but I wasn't having fun doing it, and it was painful, and the examples I was given weren't really helpful with the way that I do everything else from a development standpoint, specifically front-end applications. And so I wanted to change that. That's going to be the second part of this. The first part was just so extremely simple in that I wanted to improve the way that we sign in to the agent desktop, and I have an eye on this, and we'll talk about this in later sections. I think that it's one thing to sign in with a Cisco hard phone or soft phone today, but what if we move to WebRTC? What if we're in a mobile agent architecture or using any third-party PBX? That becomes even more complex. So how can we simplify that on the agent? We're going to talk about those two things as we move forward here. Okay, so let's get started with our Chrome extension that's going to assist in our sign-in process. The first thing I'm going to do is head out to the Chrome Web Store. And within the search box, I can go get this extension by typing in Cisco Finesse, and this is recently posted, so we're all the way at the bottom right now. I'm starting to get some likes down here, it looks like, but let's go ahead and add this to Chrome. So now with the extension added to Chrome, what we're going to do is actually click into this, and we're going to see it's got a little web page behind this. And I'm going to do, if you're an existing customer, like most of y'all are doing today, which is store my Jabber extension and click Save. Okay, so with that saved, let's head out to our agent desktop. And you're going to see something pretty quickly here, in that I did nothing. It signed me right in. Okay, that's kind of the first advantage here. Browser cache is clear, things change, but why is the agent having to remember their extension all the time? Let them set it up once, get it inside this. Don't even let them have to, click multiple buttons. They authenticate through SSL. That's enough. Sign them into the desktop. Now we'll get to why my desktop looks like this. We're going to build on this, but part 2 you're going to understand this a little bit further. Let's go ahead and sign out. I mentioned as in the intro to this that I have an eye towards better things, and if you've ever experienced the mobile agent sign-on, which I believe to be kind of the future architecture, all of the modern contact centers today actually leverage mobile agent. They just don't call it mobile agent, so don't be fooled. Mobile agent is a real thing, and what all that is, and you might have, I think that a lot of customers have become, a little bit horrified of mobile agent because of the way that the sign-in works. So we're going to change that, and that's kind of a bigger driver for this. What if I made this a little bit more usable for the agent? So here now I click browser, something logical. Maybe I might want to sign in with my cell phone. A third-party PBX, could be Microsoft Teams, could be anything. We'll get into how we're going to change this architecture, but understand that, number one was, okay, we can make this easier on the agent using the system the way they are today, but if we change this, I think it becomes even more important in that, you give the agent a nice, easy, clean sheet, and they don't have to deal with what that looks like. So if I save those changes now, I click my sign in button, you're going to see that it's going to do this for me. And I'm right back to where I was, now signed in with my WebRTC soft phone, my cell device, my Microsoft Teams device, my Webex calling device. It doesn't matter, right? You've simplified that entire process. So that's part one of this, the Agent Helper, and that's available in the Chrome store. Also, I'll note that you are free to come out, and we'll post these links to all of this within the comment section. So you can find the source code for this if you're an enterprise and you want to deploy this extension on your own. It's very, very simple from a code-based perspective. You can find out how to leverage this. You can do whatever you want with it. We want this to, and both parts of this today, to just help build a more powerful Cisco community. We'll get to the T-Tech digital value adds at a later point. Today is about just getting to a better base for our offering. So you can see here, downloading from the Chrome Web Store. You can see what you would need to do if you wanted to build this yourself. Maybe you want to customize it, but the thing is, just improve the sign-in experience, make it simple for your users, and again, if you get into the mobile agent architecture, you can really gain advantages from this versus have it be some tedious overhead because you went down this path that Nathan put you on in later sections of this. Okay, so part two of this is going to be our gadget development. Man, this is hard for me to say, but I've been given examples by Cisco, and I've reviewed all their code for years, and I was like, why does this never look like anything that I ever do? Why is this so hard? It's JavaScript. I'm not saying it's overly hard, but to do something big or changing, I just couldn't get to where I wanted to get to, and nobody showed me a better way to do it. So today I want to give you a path to doing it a better way. One of the knocks about Cisco, and I'm actually going to come out here to this separate GitHub. Let's actually go back to the main page. I'm going to show you this why did these templates exist section. So Finesse has developed a reputation for being old and inflexible. I think that what people miss in that is that Finesse is a container. If I wanted to strip this thing down and turn it into a single page application, I absolutely could. You can do anything you want with that. Meanwhile, you're getting all the data and all the events fed to you. So the concept is wrong, but yeah, I don't know that you've necessarily realized that there is a way to do it the way that you want. My hope today is that maybe these templates are going to will change your mind. And if you're like me and you've shifted where you focus your time, and now suddenly you're like, oh man, I don't have to worry about the plumbing. I get to create all these different cool things within the agent side. You might find that this helps it become less tedious. And my comment there is, and dare we say, fun again. That's what we're hoping for here. So the key, let me show you what the gadgets actually look like. We're using Vite as the compiler. Vite, if you're not familiar, is an extremely fast and modern compiler. It's how we build our web projects, and you can see reactivity right in here. So there are other things that you'll find inside the template, which makes it really easy to understand how these operate with Finesse. But we're showing on this page a vanilla, a React, and a Vue. Now, there are other frameworks that exist out there, but these are three of the most common ways of writing JavaScript today. So you've got really the same example for all three of these, and you can take this and start building your own gadgets. We do, or at least I do, really all of my gadgets within Vue. So let me click in on the Vue one, and you kind of see the same screenshot here that you were just seeing live. And this talks you through how it works, what's involved, maybe some other things that you want to consider. Again, I find that frequently I'm leveraging Axios, and then to make things pretty, I'll leverage some hero icons and Tailwind along the way. Makes for really fast but beautiful and powerful development when you put all these things together. This talks you through the important files. you've got the ability to use this as a starter kit. You can also just kind of install it and see what it does right out of the box. Again, we'll provide the links to this GitHub in the comment section, and hope that this can help with your experience. So recapping what we've seen today, we've seen the agent sign-in helper, which hopefully will get your agents into Finesse, and if you're leveraging mobile agent, simplify that piece. Meanwhile, if you're kind of on a hard phone, really what that's doing is just taking away the click of the sign-in button or the remembrance of what their extension is. That can be helpful as well, but I think it'll really come into play as we start leveraging our mobile agent architecture, WebRTC, really cutting the UC out of the fold for what are the responsibilities of our contact center cloud. Lastly, we went through the gadgets. You can build extremely powerful. You can do what you want with Finesse. Don't let it be a detriment. Make it into what you want to do, and you can do all of this just by picking up these starter templates and revamping. Put it into the way that you develop code today. Store your projects in GitHub or whatever you're using. Promote code. Do all those things the exact same way you would do with any other piece of front end script. And again, using the starter templates we've provided, we think you'll be well on your way to do that. Thank you for watching part 2 of our Unlocking Webex CCE series.